Bum ba da bum 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 bum.
Alright, listen, bro. This is another episode of Skywars. I hope you understand that. This is Skywars. We're playing Skywars right now, okay? That's what this is. This is not Bed Wars. You absolute noob. This is Skywars. Because that's what I'd be playing when I'd be commentating. Alright? Today we're talking about my trip to Massachusetts. My legendary trip to Massachusetts. I'm trying to remember when I went to Massachusetts. It was like within the last 17-ish years. Like, I don't know, man. Is within like the last 3 years. I think it was I want to say 2024. No, I think it was 2023. Somewhere in 2023, I went to Massachusetts, I think. Anyway, so I flew out of Chicago, you know what I'm saying? So, cause like, I live in the Midwest area, you know what I'm saying? And, so I went to Chicago to fly to Hartford, cause that's like the big airport near Massachusetts. Where I was, I mean, I assume there's probably a big airport in Boston, but the part of Massachusetts I was in was Amherst, which is where the University of Massachusetts is, UMass, which is where I was staying. That's why I was going to Amherst to go to Massachusetts. And yeah, I know. I mean, I could have flown to Boston, but I flew to Hartford. You know, that was what we did. So we flew to Hartford. I was with a ton of kids. It was an academic competition. I've talked about it a little bit before, just in miscellaneous, you know, commentary videos that I've done in the past. You get it. But we flew to Hartford. It's like probably like 20 of us kids for this academic competition. Because, you know, I'm a thinky boy. Frankenbody's a thinky boy, bro. But, yeah, we flew to Massachusetts, or flew to Hartford, and went up to UMass for this, like, it's like 4 days we were spending in the dorms. Anyway, the dorms were cool. I thought they were pretty cool. They were kind of crappy, you know, as far as dorms go, they weren't the best. There was a mouse. We found a mouse in there on the last day, which was crazy. So if you're thinking about going to college just to spend time in the dorms, don't go to UMass, because they got mice, bro. They got mice, okay? Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. But, yeah, so we went there. I talked about it in one commentary video, but I was, like, talking to my mom on the phone while I was there, and it was all wet because it rained, and I was jumping from these rocks in, like, this garden. Anyway, I slipped and, like, scraped my leg aside the cross of this rock. Nasty, nasty cut. But, yeah, I did the competition. It was an academic competition, but they also had a skit competition. So you do, like, a little fun, play skit thing. If you don't know what a skit is, it's literally like a small play. But we did that, and I used to be so good at singing, bro. I was the best singer. Anyway, back in 2023, I could sing, bro. So I sang a little song, you know what I'm saying? That I invented myself. I don't actually remember it super well. I sort of remember it, but I'm not gonna sing it.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want me to sing the song. But I did a dance and a song for the skit with my team members and on the skit. But after that, my uncle who lives in Massachusetts, he came and picked me up. So I was gonna stay with him for a while up in Massachusetts. My sister was there as well, Frank and Buddy's sister. But you know what I'm saying. My uncle picked us up, and we drove to his house in Massachusetts. It's like near the ocean, so it's pretty cool. He had a couple dogs too. He got big dogs. I don't know what they were. One of them's name was Daisy. One of his name was Eddie. And Daisy was like crazy. Like she was super energetic and she's kind of violent and like, but she was cool. And then there's Eddie and he's just old. He's an old dog. I think they're both dead now. But anyway, they had two dogs. So me and my sister went up. We spent a couple days with my uncle and my aunt, and we were just chilling, you know. He had an Xbox, okay? I don't have an Xbox. I have an Xbox 360. I don't have controllers for it anymore because my siblings broke them. But I have an Xbox 360. He had an Xbox One. An Xbox One, bro. And in 2023, that was a peak console, okay? Okay, I think it was a little bit outdated even in 2023, but you know what I'm saying. It was a good console. Anyway, I downloaded Among Us on his Xbox One, and he's here playing, like, Modern Warfare 2 and Sea of Thieves and stuff, and I just downloaded Among Us. Like, what am I doing, bro? But I think he had the Game Pass, so it was free and stuff, but so I didn't spend his money. But, anyway, when I was up there in the summer, apparently the ocean is still cold up there. I don't know if the ocean's ever warm in Massachusetts. I don't really know how all that works, to be honest, because I live in the Midwest. I haven't even seen the Great Lakes, so I'm not accustomed to water. I'm actually really good at swimming. I was like a peak swimmer back in the day, bro. But I don't really know how the ocean works, to be honest. So it was cold. Anyway, I swam in it anyway, so I swam around in the ocean. It was pretty fun. Freaked my mom out. But yeah, my mom and my dad and my other siblings, I have quite a few siblings, all drove up to Massachusetts because it was just me and my sister flew out to Massachusetts for the academic competition, and then the rest of my family drove up and hung out with my aunt and uncle and cousins and stuff. But my mom got so scared when I'd swim out into the ocean and stuff. The waves weren't crazy, so I was chilling, but I'd just float there, let the waves take me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, up in Massachusetts, in this place called I want to say it's called Yarmouth. Yarmouth. They got lots of towns with muth at the end of the name, but Yarmouth. I want to say it was Yarmouth. There's a pirate museum. It's like associated with the wreck of the Widow, which is like a pirate ship. It's like the only actual buried treasure that's ever actually been found. Like there's all the stories about buried treasure, but the Widow, it sunk with all the pirates and the gold and everything, and that's like the only buried treasure people have found, from what I can tell. But it's really cool. They got the buried treasure like in a glass case there, so that was cool. Don't get any ideas, you know what I'm saying? But they had like cannons. They found cannon barrels. They found like a kid who was on the pirate ship. They found his boots and stuff. Found all kinds of stuff because this is like 18th century, you know, or not 18th century. What I'm saying, 19th century. Like wreck. So it was all buried in sand and gravel and all that stuff. So a lot of it's pretty preserved. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool. But like I was saying, I was staying with my uncle, and bro, my uncle happens to be the GOAT. Okay, my uncle is the absolute GOAT, man, and he has the coolest truck. Okay, he's got, I want to say it's a black Ram. It's a Dodge Ram. It's big and black. It's so cool, bro. And he also has a fishing boat. Okay, I think you know where this is going. My uncle took me fishing in the ocean. I'd only seen the ocean like once before, and then I got to drive the boat, bro. My uncle, who happens to be the GOAT, let me drive his boat, chat. He let me drive the boat, okay? He's the GOAT. Yeah, so, I mean, you get it, bro. You get it. But, yeah, my uncle, absolutely awesome, man. W uncle. W Frankenbuddy uncle. But yeah, he's so cool. That was, like, probably the coolest vacation of my life, not gonna lie. He made us food, he let us stay at his house, he let us play his Xbox. What an absolute GOAT, bro. He took us fishing, we went to the museum. Like, bro, awesome. And my aunt, too, absolutely goated. They're supreme. They're supreme people. But, yeah, when we left, when we had to go back to the Midwest, where I live, he gave me a hat, and I still have the hat, because it's a goated hat, because it's my goated uncle's hat, right? But, yeah, so that's the story of my vacation to Massachusetts. Absolutely supreme vacation, I will not lie. And, yeah, definitely worth it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the commentary video. I got big plans coming out. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you make sure that you see the next video because it's going to be supreme. Peace!
Bum ba da bum 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 bum.